Hi, this is Topher Delaney and Kika Probst,
And Oliver Dicicco.
and we're the curators for SEAT, and we're here in Oliver Dicicco's studio. Oliver, hi.
Hello.
So, Oliver, what do you do?
I'm a sculptor, primarily kinetic sound sculpture is the medium that I prefer to work in. But I'm also a fabricator and a designer. So I do a lot of commission work for people, a lot of corporate work, restaurants, building lighting and tables and whatever needs to be made. I like to take on the jobs that are really challenging, and usually everything I do is, or most of what I do is one-of-a-kind pieces, and I'm building them for the first time. So it's always a learning curve involved in my work.
And what's the title of your piece?
Bow seat.
Bow seat.
The bow seat is the seat in the front of the whaleboat. And so it's a very literal interpretation of my experiences on the bay. And it seemed that that would make a lot of sense given the context of Fort Mason and the apparent, the obvious nautical connection there. So.
How did you draw this? Do you use computers?
No, I don't use computers. Basically, I usually work from models. So this was the very first attempt at putting something together really quick with just using some wire and just trying to get a sense of the proportions. But I didn't really want to show this to you because I thought it was a little too crude. So then after that, I made this second iteration. And I was originally going to make it in flat bar, but the more I thought about it, the more I realized how much work was going to be involved in doing that, I went back to the idea of the tubing, especially since the tubing incorporates the sound-making element of the piece. It was the obvious fit. I don't have a lot of wastage.
It doesn't feel like you have a lot of wastage. No. I mean, even your studio here is very organized and, in some sense, to the point. There isn't a lot of excess here.
No, I don't do well with a lot of clutter. I tend to, when I'm working, it tends to get cluttered, but I don't like to have. I have to clear the decks periodically. If I can't find the tool, it's time to clean the shop. I grew up around woodwork. My father was a cabinet maker. My uncle was an inventor. So I've been around the shop since I was a little kid. In fact, the table saw that's here was the one that my father had. And when I was, like 8 years old, my job was to catch the wood as it came off the saw. So I have a long history with that piece of equipment. I shipped it out from New York after he died.
I knew whatever you built would be of the utmost caliber of workmanship, and also very interesting because it would involve sound. And to me, Fort Mason has a lot and
Yeah, no, Fort Mason does have a lot of sound. It's a really interesting. It's a great place.
Yeah.
I want them to have a good time with it, and I don't. It's not about any big statement. It's just it's a nice experience.